I'm my partner, Byron Reed. Byron, how are you? Are you excited for today's game?
I'm very excited for today's game, Aaron. We got the first game of the college basketball season kicking off, and I'm excited. Let's get this game going.
Absolutely. Well, I know you did your homework before you came here, so give us some keys to victory for both teams.
Oh, sure. Well, the keys to the game for the Dundalk Lions are going to be pressure. They're going to want to keep the pressure on the Statesmen all game, and they're going to want to get the rebounds and try to keep Statesmen off the glass. They got to be real glass eaters today. And finally, they're going to want to run an up-tempo style of offense, keep the tempo going, the pressure going, because Statesmen have a lot of good athletes on their team. If you can counteract that with athletes of your own, then that's going to make all the difference. And for the Statesmen of Richard Bland College, they're going to want to attack Dundalk's pressure with pressure of their own. They're going to want to share the ball while on offense. And finally, they're going to want to run in transition defense and try to stop the Lions from getting those easy, fast break buckets.
Well, having a plan is one thing. Executing that plan is a totally different thing, and we know that from experience, don't we?
Yep, that's very true.
Well, at this time, we're going to turn it over to our PA announcer, Lamont, who's going to give us the starting lineups for today's game.
Featuring our visitors from Petersburg, Virginia, the Statesmen from Richard Bland College, against your CCBC Dundalk Lions. And this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd ask you to all rise as we promise to play Promise to America with the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, we kick off the proceeding by introducing you to the starting lineups. We begin with the starting five for our visitors, the Statesmen from Richard Bland College. For the Statesmen, at forward, a 6'3" freshman from Richmond, Virginia, number 2, Devon Everett Jones. At guard for the Statesmen, a 6'4" freshman from Lawrence County, Virginia, number 3, DeAndre Clark. At guard, he's a 6' freshman from Petersburg, Virginia, number 11, Miles Markland. And forward for the Statesmen, a 6'6" sophomore from Newport News, Virginia, number 12, Troy Gibson. And the man in the middle, a 6'9" freshman from North Carolina, North Carolina, number 33, Jeff Long. The Statesmen are coached by Chuck Moore. And now, let's make the starting five for your CCBC Dundalk Lions. We begin and forward to the 6'5" sophomore from Raleigh High School, number 1, Hooray! And now, for the Lions, the 6'4" Two sophomore from Aberdeen, number 3, Anthony. Line and come. A freshman from Hyattsville, number 20, Mike White. For Dundalk at come, assistant grade freshman from Capital Christian Academy, number 22, Emmanuel Johnson. And rounding out the starting five for Dundalk at forward, assistant Julie sophomore, straight out of Portland, number 23, Devontae Green. Your Dundalk line for coach, Dr. Ron.
There you heard it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's play basketball.
There you heard it, fans. You've met the starting lineups for both teams. The teams are getting ready. They're going over the pregame warm-ups, and they're going to take the field now. So for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching at home, let's get ready for a tip-off. Are you excited? I'm excited. I know you can hear it in my voice.
Kids, don't remember that. Remember that.
The fans are in attendance here at CCBC Dundalk, and they are rowdy as we are. They are excited to see some basketball, aren't you?
I'm very excited to see some basketball, Aaron. This is going to be another great season of college basketball here, starting with this first game. And you know what? I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
That makes two of us. Jaquan Wooten and Green will be tipping off to start this game. The ball is underway, and the tip is good, and it is won by the Statesmen. Controlled, put into the basket, and an easy layup there from number 12, Troy Gibson, to get this game started. Running the point now for the Lions is James White. White takes the screen, looks for someone to pass to, calls out the play, now takes a couple steps back. Finally takes the pass over to Anthony Bennett Jr. Anthony Bennett into the lane, takes some contact, puts up the shot. I think he was looking for a foul there, didn't get one, so that'll go up as a miss.
Oh, it's pretty tough to get a foul when you're going into the lane like that and all those bodies are in there. Everyone's jumping, and it's kind of to draw a foul in that situation.
The Statesmen took a fast three-pointer there in their last possession by DeAndre Clark. It went out of bounds off the rim. Possession error points in the way of the Dundalk Lions. James White passes it over to Quickly, who gives it over to Emmanuel Johnson, who gives it back to White. White, handoff to Bennett, over. The three is off the front of the iron and will go out of bounds. Statesman will have the ball. That three-pointer was taken by number 22, Emmanuel Johnson. Statesman now will inbound the ball. Controlling the ball is Miles Markland.
Dundalk's running a full court press there. That's going to be one of the keys for Dundalk, trying to stop Richard Bland offense with that press.
And right there, they did a very, very poor job of trying to stop the offense as the Statesmen went through that press pretty quickly. James White with a fancy dribbling to get himself open and takes the three. A great steal by Johnson on the inbounds. He gets the ball back, cuts baseline, throws it out to White. White has to get that pass as it wasn't a very accurate pass. White decides to slow it down, gets the call from the bench, Coach Durant Taylor. White dribbles right at his defender, tries to make a move, gets into the paint, and he is fouled. Correction, they're going to say he walked before the foul occurred, so it's a turnover by the Lions. The Statesmen will take control of the ball. What'd you see on that possession, Byron?
Personally, I didn't see a walk there. What I saw was a stutter step, and it looked like he got tripped up. Maybe that was what caused the walk violation, but apparently the rest saw differently on that one.
Regardless, the press is looking pretty good right now for the Lions on this possession. Finally beaten, gets in. Wooten tries to put up the baby hook, but can't get it. It's rebounded by Green, who pushes it up to White. White trying to find somebody to pass to, finally passes it to Green. Green, fade away, off the glass, no good. Rebound by Wooten. The Statesmen running with the ball. Controlled by Miles Markland. Sends it over to DeAndre Clark. Clark, the pass to Arrington. Arrington sends it down low to the big man Wooten with a nice step. Nice move, nice footwork by the big man down low on that bottom block, wasn't it?
Very nice post moves there from Wooten. Very nice.
James White controlling the ball, passes it over to Quickly. Quickly gets into the lane, and they're going to call the block, so Quickly will shoot 2 foul shots. That was a nice play there, wasn't it?
Very nice play to get in there and get the contact, get the 2 free throws. Free throws are always important in basketball, and they're no more important at any point of the game than the early stages of the game.
Now, Quickly is one of the few returning sophomores from last year's team, so expect some big things from him this year. As he was a big component of the team last year. Now, with another year of experience, he should play even better this year.
I'm expecting him to play a big part in the offense for the Lions, actually. And Bandit actually leads the conference in points with 28 per game, and he's shooting 66% from three-point land. So he's a key part of the offense.
Wow, those are very impressive numbers to start the season off. Quickly did miss his first foul shot. The second is underway, and it's good. So now we have a 2-point game here. 17 minutes and 30 seconds left here. The press being applied by the Lions pretty well right now. Finally beaten by Arrington. Arrington sends it down low to Woot, and it's blocked. Pardon me. I spoke too soon, as the ref's going to say number 23, Green, got a little bit too much hand on that block, as Wooten will shoot 2 foul shots. What did you see on that block?
Well, before the block, I saw that they had a man open in the corner over here on the right-hand side. I was looking for the pass to go out to him, but got in the Wooten, and now he's going to shoot 2 free throws.
You see there on the sidelines, Coach Ron Taylor is really giving an earful to his point guard, James White. I think he wanted James to come in for the help defense there, but he was nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found, but he's a smaller guy, so him playing help defense in the paint is probably not the best idea for him.
Wooten did miss his first foul shot attempt and will make the second, so we now have a 3-point game once again. James White controls the ball quickly getting up the court, now slowing down, takes the screen, or the pick, I should say. James White, we've seen some very fancy dribbling out of him so far here in this game.
Yeah, he's definitely the key ball handler for this team, as we can tell. That earlier three-pointer he made, it was a nice dribble step back move into the shot. It was a beautiful 3. It went in.
White had the dribble handoff over there to Green, and Green put it into the basket, and he got fouled before the shot attempt. So the Lions will have possession of the ball with an inbound underneath their own basket. Under the other team's basket, correction. Controlling the ball is Emmanuel Johnson. Sets into the lane, throws it out to Green. He's on the corner, takes the step back jumper, and in and out. Unfair roll right there if you're Green.
Tough shot to take there when you had a man in your face like that.
And Wooten there was there for the putback, but they're going to say there was a blocking foul on the original shot. So number 11, Miles Markland, will take 2 foul shots for the Statesmen. I think we've seen 2 totally different ideas of offense here in this one. The Statesmen really want to get into the paint. They want to shoot those foul shots. They want to get the easy shots, and the Lions have really taken a lot of jump shots to start this game.
Yeah, and the 2 contrasting styles of offense are definitely what differentiates these teams. Whereas the Lions want to use an up-tempo offense to try to get quick threes. Looks like the Statesmen are, like you said, going into the paint and giving their big guys a chance to work. You got to feed the horses, man.
So Miles Markland has made his first foul shot. The substitution that just came into the game for the Dundalk Lions is Raekwon Coles, number 11. So Markland makes both foul shots. Coles now running the point. He subbed in for James White. Coles slows down, gets the call from the sidelines. Looking for somebody to pass to as we got movement away from the ball by Green. Now controls, steps in, lost his balance. He's down on the ground. He's got to take a timeout, but can't get the timeout in time, as we will have a jump ball. I don't know if there was a wet spot on the floor, or maybe he just tripped over his own 2 feet. Regardless, the possession arrow is still in the favor of the Lions, so they will keep possession of the ball. Quickly into the lane, and cannot get the layup as the rebound is brought down by Wooten. The Statesmen have control of the ball, and they're deep into the paint. They can't get the layup into the basket. Pretty tough defense there by the Lions.
Really tough defense there, and when defense that tough, it's hard to make a shot like that.
Coles there with the transition 3, pulls up, hits it, and it's good. We have a 2-point game now, 7-9, 16 minutes left here in the first period. The press here for the Lions have been playing it all game. It hasn't really been that tough for the Statesmen to beat, has it?
No, it really has not, and that's going to be a problem if you're the Lions. You've got to work on making that press a lot tighter, making it more difficult for the Statesmen to break the press.
Now, both teams have had a handful of possessions here, and we really see what the Statesmen want to do offensively. They want to get the ball into Wooten on the bottom block, and they want to get that big man going, because we've now seen a couple of really nice moves to the basket, just wasn't able to finish on that last possession.
Yep, and you know what? Wooten is looking to be, like you said, the key factor in the offense right now. That's going to be a big part of the Statesmen and how they want to run the offense.
Cole sends it over to Emmanuel Johnson, who cuts baseline and couldn't finish the layup. We're now in transition. Number 10 making the play, and we've got a charge. I tell you, Byron, when I played basketball, my dad used to pay me $5 for a charge. And how much money I made? 0.
I wish my dad would pay me for taking charge. I would have taken charges more often.
I always tried. I just wasn't really good at it, but that was a fantastic play there by the Lions to get in front of the charging man and to take the charge. Possession arrow is now in the favor of the Lions as Cole springs the ball up.
Sometimes you got to put your body on the line, especially in a game like basketball, where it's so important to use your body to angle defenders, so on and so forth.
Coles with the attempted pass over to Quickly, and the ball was smacked right out of his hands by number 11, Miles Markland. Markland's really been playing some pretty tough defense on both point guards here for the Lions so far.
That making it very difficult for the point guard to do anything. The only thing that's happened so far is James White made that three-pointer early. That's it.
Really, the only offense that the Lions have been able to have all day is from three-pointers. They made 2 3-pointers and made 1 foul shot, and that's 7 points.
Right. True.
A steal there by Green, pushes up to Anthony Bennett Jr., who cannot make the layup. And it's not looking good right now for the Lions offensively so far. And a beautiful move to the basket there by Arrington as he goes up and under and puts it in for 2.
Very beautiful move to get up and under the Lions defenders there and make a really sweet layup.
I think the Lions may be getting a little bit too in front of themselves right now with the offensive game, as we really haven't seen anything but trying to get into the basket these last 2 possessions there, as another opportunity is wasted by Emmanuel Johnson as he misses another layup.
They've got to make the most opportunities, and right now they're just not doing it. That's a problem if you're the Lions.
You've got to look out for the pump fake as number 23, Nikola Lakic, got the man, his defender, up in the air with the pump fake, gets the beautiful pass to his teammate, and there's 2 points on the board once again for the Statesmen.
Supreme ball movement there by Lakic, and his offensive teammate were in sync there. Beautiful pump fake to get the defender up in the air, go for the layup, but get that easy 2 points.
Coles with the dribble handoff to Emmanuel Johnson, who gives it right back to Coles for another 3-pointer. That's his second of the game. Coles is leading the scorers for the Lions with 6 points.
He's 2 for 2 so far. Taking 2 threes, made 2 threes. Simple as that.
Now we've seen 2 very good passes in the beginning of this game by number 23, Nikola Lakic, for the Statesmen, but not so great defense there as he let his man, number 3, Anthony Bennett Jr., have a wide open 3. Just didn't make him pay for it.
Now Bennett can make those, as I said, 66% from three-point land, so can't give him that look. More times than not, he'll make that. Just got lucky there.
Miles Markland tries to split the 2 defenders, but he's going to say that he dribbled off his foot. Oh, correction, there's going to be a timeout taken on the floor. So this is our first break in the action. I know it's not looking that great for the Lions, but they're only down by 3 with 13 minutes left here in this first period. So what have you seen from the Lions so far?
Well, so far they've tried to work their offense around 3-pointers, and if there's one thing you can't do in basketball is be too one-dimensional. You can't live and die by the 3. And if that's going to be the case, then they're going to be in for a long day. But like you said, they're only down 3, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem if they start working inside, or at least trying to. They've got some height. There's some height on their team, so they got to take advantage of that at some point.
Now let's see if they listen to you and go back inside, try to get something more inside. We've seen them take a couple inside shots, but they've all been in transition, very contested shots, and none of them have gone down. Like we said, their only points in the game have come off 3-pointers so far.
Yep, and those contested shots, you're eventually going to have to make those. None of your shots are going to come easy in basketball. And those contested ones are going to have to start falling, and they're going to start falling quickly, or else it's going to get out of hand here.
The inbounds play is made by the Statesmen. The 3 is taken by Lackey, and it can't be hit. And they're going to say, waiting the call from the ref, and They're going to say there was a foul on the Lions. I'm not sure what the foul is, but regardless, the possession will be had by the Statesmen, and they all have an inbounds.
And we saw Lackick drain some of those threes in warm-ups here, so got to keep an eye out for him. He's open in the corner. Let's see if they get him the ball.
Arrington inside, goes over to Wooten, who tried to slam it down, couldn't get the ball into the net. And we're going to have a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to stay with the Statesmen as the Lions had the possession on the last jump ball. So it's going to stay on this side of the court. We've seen it continue to happen for the Statesmen. They're going to try to keep getting that ball to Wooten down low.
It's not a bad game plan to have, because usually those shots close to the basket are easier to make than any other ones in basketball. But that pass there was not a very good one. Now the Lions have a fast break.
Coles once again. He's at 2 3-pointers. Now he adds an impressive layup there. Like you said, that inbounds pass by the Statesmen. Ill-advised pass as Coles is able to come up with a steal, go coast to coast, and put it in for 2 points.
Yeah.
Griggs into the basket, tries to put the layup, can't get it, but he got his own rebound. The ref is going to wave off that last shot because he's going to say he was fouled before the shot, so the Statesmen will have another inbounds play.
These inbounds plays are going to be another key factor in this game. You got to look for Lackick in the corner. He's been open pretty much on these inbounds plays to get a smaller defender on him. Throw it up to him and let him set the offense up.
Now substitution who just came into the game for the Dundalk Lions, number 34, Cody Jenkins. He's a freshman, but he does stand at 6'6". And between you and I, he doesn't really look like a freshman.
No, he does not. You're actually right.
Once again, Wooten with the ball in the block, makes a great move, gets into the middle of the paint and puts up the hook. He's got another 2 points. The Lions are now down by 3 here. Pass over quickly. Steps in, goes into the paint, puts it up, and he's fouled. He will shoot some free throws. Let's see. He went 1 for 1 his last time up shooting free throws. Let's see if he can drain him, go for 2 for 2 this time.
He's got to get these 2 free throws and cut this lead down to 1. That's going to be important.
Now, we saw a theme of the Lions team last year was they like to work from the baseline. Not a lot of teams let you work from the baseline, but they were able to work from the baseline there. Cut through the baseline, pass across, and Quickly was there to take the pass and go into the basket. Quickly does make his first foul shot there. Do you think that's something that they're going to continue to try to do, work from the baseline?
Well, I think working from the baseline is usually something that's, like you said, different. Most teams usually don't do it because it's easy to get trapped over in the baseline. When you've got a guard down there and you've got a power forward or a center in the corner down there, so it makes it difficult to work from the baseline. But if it's going to continue to work, then it's going to continue to work.
Well, Quickly was able to make both foul shots that time. Great ball movement by the Statesmen as the 3 was taken by Griggs and wasn't made, but the Statesmen come up with their own rebound. Lackick fakes the 3 once again. It's now controlled by Brown. Lackick has the ball once again, throws it over to Griggs. Brown, 3-pointer in the corner, no good, and it's an air ball. Quickly has control of the ball. Moving up the court quickly, and a nice Euro step, can't finish, and can't get the own rebound as Wooten comes up with the rebound. Great thought, great play, not so great finish. Oh, and a beautiful steal by number 10, Rodney Jones. Baseline, he's going to try the Euro step, and he can't make it, but they're going to say there was a foul on that shot, so he'll take 2 free throws that time.
Those Euro steps, man, I love Euro steps. This is one of my favorite moves in basketball. They're so pretty when they work, and both times they almost worked. The first time, I think Quickly could have taken an extra dribble in to get a little bit closer look at the hoop there. But this one, unfortunately, didn't work, but they're going to be free throws coming.
Well, you saw it there. Rodney Jones tried to muster in his inner James Harden.
Yeah.
Couldn't finish the basket, though, so he'll take 2 free throws, and he misses his first one here. We got an opportunity. This is the first time we've had an opportunity to look at Rodney Jones. He is a sophomore, but he wasn't on the team last year. He's returning from 2 years ago. I'm interested to see how he plays because he was looking pretty good during warm-ups.
Yeah, he was looking pretty good during warm-ups. I'm hoping that we see him show off in the first game of the season here.
He did miss the first free throw attempt. Let's see if he has a second. It's underway, and it's good. So now it's a tie game, 15-15, and they got 11 minutes and 17 seconds left here in the first period.
Big free throw there to tie the game up here with, like you said, 11 minutes to go in the first half of play. And this Dundalk press is still working its magic somewhat.
He was able to work pretty well there as they were able to at least make the possession not so easy. Three-pointer taken by the Statesman, and no good off the back iron. That three was taken by number 22, Carroll Cott. Nice play in transition by Anthony Bennett Jr. as he goes old school with the finger roll.
Very, very nice finger roll attempt there. You know what? They don't come much easier than that.
You're absolutely right. They don't come easier than that, and in my opinion, they don't come prettier than that either. So the timeout is taken. The Lions take their first lead here in this one, 17-15. We've played just under 11 minutes. Now that the Statesmen finally are in a hole, what's the key to coming back out of the hole for the Statesmen?
Well, I think ball movement is going to be the key, and it seems like they're executing phase 2 of their game plan, which is sharing the ball on offense. When the Lions are pressing, the Statesmen are doing a good job so far, at least, of sharing the ball, moving the ball around, and breaking that press. The key to breaking the press is ball movement and moving around as a team. You can't have a one-track mind philosophy on offense expect to break a press. So ball movement, like I said, is going to be important in keeping the Statesmen in this game.
Well, let's see if they take your advice here as play will resume. Inbound, Cott throws it over to Griggs. A correction, that's number 11, Miles Markland. Markland tried to pass it, had the ball tipped away from him, but it is last touched by number 3, Anthony Bennett Jr. of the Lions, and the Statesman will control the ball. Jordan Griggs throws the ball into his point guard, Miles Markland.
That was a nice thought there to get that half-court trap there to shut them down, and it almost worked in their favor. They almost got the turnover.
Griggs with a beautiful pass over to his wide-open teammate, DeAndre Clark. The help defense was there by quickly, just wasn't there in time as the three-pointer is good. The Statesmen take the 1-point lead.
Got there just a tad late with the hand in the face, but answer right back with a three of their own.
Whatever you can do, I can do better kind of game we have here as Anthony Bennett answers back with a three of his own. Miles Markland controls the ball. He's calling for a block, calling for a pick, I should say. Griggs throws it over to Markland on the corner, drives baseline, tries to go up, under, can't, as he's fouled during the act of shooting, so he'll go to the line for 2 foul shots. I'm not going to say we've seen a chippy game, but we have seen our fair share of foul shots. Do you think foul trouble could play a role in this game?
You know what? If the fouls continue to come at the rate that they are, then yes, foul trouble is definitely going to be a factor in this game, and it depends on who the fouls are on. If the fouls are on key players like Quickly or DeAndre Clark, then that's going to be a problem because once those guys get in foul trouble, your offense and defense is going to suffer.
Absolutely. Miles Markland does miss his first foul shot attempt, so Statesmen won't have an opportunity to tie the game, but they can make it a 1-point game here with this foul shot. Second foul shot will be underway shortly. We played just under 10 minutes here at CCBC Dundalk. He misses both foul shots and can't come up with the rebound as Anthony Bennett has the rebound. Passes it over to his point guard, Coles. Coles letting his players get set. Movement away from the ball by Anthony Bennett. Now screens, gets the ball. Three-pointer, no good as it's off the front of the iron. Tries to save it, does quickly, but he can't. Markland gets up, can't hit that layup as the rebound is had by Coles. He's pushing, got numbers. Johnson for three, no good. Off the side of the rim, rebound had by the Statesman. Griggs now has possession of the ball, throws it into Markland, who gets into the lane, put it in, off the glass, and one.
Nice job there, using your body to avoid the defender and make that layup attempt just a little bit easier. And it was just a little bit easier enough for it to fall. So now they have a chance to go up by 1.
My dad always used to say the pass is prettier than the shot, and I believe that was true on that play as Miles Markland was in the right position at the right time, and Griggs put it right on him. We do have a tie game. Statesmen lose their opportunity to take the lead with that foul shot as Miles Markland has now missed 3 straight foul shots.
That's got to be a problem if you're Markland. You want to make those free throws. They're free. They got to go in.
You're right. Quickly with the pass over to Coles. Coles has possession of the ball. Now passes over to Johnson, passes it right back to Coles. Bennett.
Not a lot of time on the shot clock here.
And a great possession there by the Lions as they take a lot of time off the shot clock, work their way into a good position. They don't get the basket, but they do get the foul. Quickly will go to the line for 2 more free throws. He's already had 4 in this game.
Yep, and you know what? He's making them count from the line so far, and he's got to continue to do that.
So, tie game, 20-20, 8 minutes and 48 seconds left in this one. Or correction, 8 minutes and 48 seconds left in the first period. Quickly does make his first foul shot attempt. Substitution that just came into the game for the Lions, number 23, Myquant Green. Correction, Myquante Green. Both foul shots made by Quickly. Controls the ball. Miles Markland passes it over to Cott.
Quickly now 5 for 5 from the line for from free throws.
And a great steal and basket in transition by Green as he was in position to make the steal and took it the rest of the distance for the 2 points. The Lions are up now 24-20 in this one.
It's in the game that makes an immediate impact. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you want to see coming off the bench from your bench guys. Making that impact and making your presence known in this game.
Now, DeRay Quickly heard it right there from the sidelines from Coach Jerron Taylor. He's letting him know that he has 2 fouls, and I don't think Quickly really thought that he fouled Griggs on that play, but his own coach is letting him know, yeah, you fouled him, young man.
Yep, that's definitely a foul. Can't use that. And like I said, that's going to be a problem if Quickly continues at this rate. He'll probably be in foul trouble by the end of the first half here. Might have 3, even 4 fouls, and it's not a good sign.
That is not a good sign. Like we said earlier in the broadcast, Quickly is one of the returning sophomores from last year's team. Griggs can't hit the second free throw. Green with the rebound, throws it over to Coles. Coles now has possession of the ball, waiting for something. Not a lot of movement off the ball right now for the Lions. Finally, some players start to shuffle. Green flashes, and the ball goes off the foot. It will be a kick ball. Kick ball by the Statesmen, so the possession arrow stays in the favor of the Lions. Taking the inbounds will be number 22, Emmanuel Johnson. Emmanuel Johnson is a 6'5" freshman from Capital Christian Academy. Johnson throws the ball into Coles. Coles takes the pick. Tries to make something happen. Finally passes to Green. Green gets into the lane, puts it in, tries to use the glass, but can't. And Wooten is there for the rebound.
I thought I saw a bit of contact there on that layup attempt, but apparently it wasn't enough for a foul to be called.
Griggs had possession of the ball, lost it for a second, but was able to get that 50-50 ball, pass it over to Garrington, and Arrington put it in for the 2 points. We now have a 2-point game, 24-22. Coles makes a man miss and got past his defender, but he was fouled in the act of shooting. So he will take 2 foul shots.
More free throws. Seems like the refs love the whistle so far today.
It's not a bad thing. It's a good opportunity for both teams to get easy points on the basket. We just don't want to see a chippy contest where we just end up watching foul shots all game.
Oh, of course not, because that's never fun for anyone involved. Unless, of course, you're making the free throws.
Of course. The Statesmen are in the bonus, so their Lions are in the 1-1, and Coles makes the first of the 1-1, so he's got the second foul shot right now. Second is good, so put 2 points on the board for Coles. It's now 26-22 with 7 minutes and 25 seconds left. And a nice play in transition by the Statesmen as DeAndre Clark takes the ball in transition, goes coast to coast, and puts it in for 2 points.
We're seeing some nice body work by both teams when they go inside for the layups.
Emmanuel Johnson takes the open pass and drains the three-pointer. No problem.
That was Johnson's first three made after missing his first 2, so hopefully that'll get him going.
And once again, we've seen this all game long. Anything you can do, I can do better as DeAndre Clark answers with a 3 of his own. Johnson tries to answer right back. Can't. And the rebound is had by Harrison Mitchell. Thrown up. Clark tries to make something happen. Dribbles behind his back. Lost possession of the ball, but just gets one hand on it as he passes it over. And a beautiful tip by Wooten. We now have a tie game, 29-29.
Lions didn't do a good job of there getting to that loose ball. The ball was on the ground and rolling for a long time. And the Statesmen, the player that happened to be in the right spot to make the easy layup happen, despite that.
Coles picks up his dribble, passes it over to Anthony Bennett Jr. Jr. right back to Coles for three. Coles can't keep the hot streak alive as he can't hit that one. Green has the rebound, and he's fouled by number 4, DeAndre Clark, who got an earful from his head coach right there. Obviously, he didn't do something that he was supposed to be doing because Green will go to the line for 2 free throws.
Yep, even though we have these headsets on, it's kind of hard to hear, but I thought I heard him say something about talking on defense. That's also a key point when you're playing defense. Talking, communication. You got to communicate with your defenders, where your man is, and so on and so forth.
So Green with an opportunity to take the lead here. First foul shot, no good. We're still in the 1-and-1 for the Lions, so that's the only foul shot he'll get. Possessing the ball now is Brown. Throws it over to Arrington. Arrington, jump shot on the baseline, good, 2 points. It's now a 2-point lead by the Statesmen, 31-29. Just under 6 minutes left here in the first period.
Arrington's definitely making most of his chances so far in this game, and he's got to continue to do that.
Coles with a deep three. Can't hit it, but Green is there in position for the rebound and the easy putback too. Now tied up once again. Playing hot potato with this lead.
Yep, definitely. That's what you like to see in your basketball fans. Good back and forth contest we're seeing here.
Arrington drove baseline there, put up the layup, couldn't hit it, but got his own rebound and put it in for 2 points. Statesmen take the lead once again. Johnson cuts in, got into the paint, and the ball was knocked out of his hands before he even got the shot up. Out of bounds. It was last touched by the Statesmen. So Emmanuel Johnson will take a step out, and he'll throw in the free throw. Pretty
much all the Statesmen players, just them, were all pointing to their side of the court saying, no, we didn't touch that ball.
Of course.
You never touch the ball. It's always the other team's fault.
Just like in football, when you drop a pass in your receiver, it's always your fault. It's never the quarterback's fault.
Right, exactly.
Green tries to go baseline to the cutting Emmanuel Johnson. Johnson has it knocked out, and they're going to say last touched by Johnson as the Statesmen now have possession of the ball. Brown throws it up to Lackick. Tried to pass it, got the ball stolen by Anthony Bennett Jr. Puts in a nice layup. Great body control by Bennett Jr. to put in the layup.
Great hops there by Bennett, getting up in the air even before Lackick even passed the ball. It's very impressive. That's what you call 99 play recognition.
And the big man, Harrison Mitchell, had the ball on the block there, tried to move his left foot into the lane. They're going to say the right foot moved before the ball touched the ground, so it was a travel. Timeout taken on the court. It's a 33-33 game with 4 minutes and 43 seconds left. We haven't really seen either team jump out to a marginal lead. How do you think one of these teams can run away with the game?
Well, somebody somewhere is going to have to make some stops on defense. I think defense is usually a, important factor in how you play any sport, really. You got to stop the other team from scoring first. But if you can go on a run some way, somehow, that's going to be important. So playing defense and making your shots when you get them, the easy ones, it's important. They got to fall.
And this is Baltimore. I think we know a little bit something about defense. So
it's very true, very true.
Now the Lions are talking it over. Coach Teron Taylor, we've heard him a couple times get a little heated from the sidelines. We know that from experience. Last year we saw him maybe lose his temper a couple of times. He's a very, very passionate man. He loves his basketball, and he loves his CCBC Dundalk Lions. So I wonder what he's telling his team right now.
Well, I think he's telling them, look, guys, it's tie game, and we've got to try to start making some moves here. The press is working very nicely. We've got a few turnovers off of it. We just got to keep it up. And if we can keep stopping them early, and we can get the easy fast break buckets, that's what we want.
You may be a coach. That's a pretty good idea right there.
I did used to coach a little bit back in the day. Used to coach 15-15 rec basketball. Do my thing a little bit.
All right. Oh, I'll ask Coach Taylor if he needs an assistant. Both teams are back out onto the court. Green will take the inbounds. Coles still running the point. We haven't seen much of James White as he started this game, but Coles came in hot, hitting 2 threes. We may see him for the rest of the game.
So, yeah, you got to ride the hot hand, and if Coles is a hot hand, then, hey, continue.
Nice play there by the Lions as the Statesmen were trying to trap there, but Green got the ball out and finally was able to get the 3 there on the transition play there from the Statesmen. I almost said welcome to the block party, young man, but there wasn't a block. Cameron Hutchings did foul Harrison Mitchell on that play, and Mitchell will go to the basket for 2 foul shots.
More free throws. This is when you're down, you need free throws. More importantly, because they stop the clock more than anything, and they're easy points. But more so with the fact, like I said, they stop the clock, so it'll keep that clock on your side.
Now Mitchell, he's one of the bigger guys on this Statesman team. He does stand at 6'9", weighs 200 pounds. He's from Hampton, Virginia, and he misses his first foul shot. Now I know for some of these bigger guys, you got bigger hands. The ball is a little small in your hands. When you're shooting, you don't normally shoot foul shots. You don't normally shoot from that distance, so the foul shots can be a little difficult. Sorry, not buying that excuse. You got to make those freebies.
I was going to say the same thing. I actually agree with you. As we said earlier in the game, they're free. I mean, come on. They don't come much easier than that. Or wide open layup, but still.
Now, Mitchell, I hope he called glass on that as he did bank in that last foul shot. It's 36-34. Coles now with possession. Gets in. Pull-up jumper. Good. 2 points for Coles. Once again, Coles really has been the hot hand in this first period for the Lions.
He's really having his way so far in the early stages of this game.
And a beautiful play by Miles Markland to get into the lane, put it off the glass for 2 points. Coles, 3-pointer, all by himself. Good! You can't leave this young man open as he's good once again from 3.
Coles is on fire right now, Aaron.
Coles comes up with a steal, bounces it over to Anthony Bennett, who bounces it right back to Green, and he takes the hard foul. He goes down, and he'll take 2 foul shots. If you're Coach Jerron Taylor over there, yeah, you're not happy that he didn't make the play, but you are happy to see the passion and excitement out of this Lions team right there as Coles got the steal, went coast to coast, and some great passing to give Green the opportunity to get fouled.
The intensity is really ratcheting up here for the Lions, and we can all see that here watching this game, and they're playing with a lot more energy. That's what you want to see.
Now Green missed his first free throw opportunity, and you can hear it here in the broadcast booth. He screamed, come on. He's definitely got to be disappointed about with himself. He's missed a couple free throw opportunities, and he seems to be a very, very fiery, passionate young man.
Yep, I think all the kids on this team have a lot of passion, and that's, like I said, it's going to be important for this game. If you're playing against a team that's really, I don't want to compare it to you athletically, but it looks like there's the more athletic team, you know, you want to keep that intensity up.
Now that dunk will not count, but my God, it was impressive.
Yeah, bunnies indeed.
DeAndre Clark drove his way into the basket, put up the layup, didn't make it. That's because he was fouled. So he'll take 2 foul shots here. After the foul, it looks like Wooten took off some frustration on that rim as he said, I'm just going to finish it for you.
Yeah. Sometimes, you know, it helps a little bit to get that out of your system when nothing's really going on in the game, you know. Get that out of the way now so when you get back on offense, next time you make it count.
Well, there it is. He makes the first foul shot attempt. It's 42-37. We got 3 minutes and 32 seconds left here in the first period. Second free throw, no good, but it will be rebounded by Clark. Got his own rebound over to Arrington, who gives it right back to Clark. Right back to Arrington, gets him up in the air with the pump fake. Markland for 3 off the front of the rim. Who's there? Wooten's there. And a great pass by the big man to the cutting DeAndre Clark, who puts it in for 2 points. Why have 1 point when you can get 2, right?
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense to me. I mean, last I checked in my numbers, 2 is better than 1.
I think you're right. Green, step up 3. It's good.
But
a beautiful play by Green.
But 3 is better than 2.
Oh, there it is. That's why you have a partner here in the broadcast booth to catch your mistakes. The Statesmen are called for the travel on that inbounds play. So possession error will go back in the favor of the Lions. We got another timeout taken on the field by the Statesmen. You said it in our last timeout, how you can really start to run away with this game. The Lions have started to run away with this game because they now have a 6-point lead. How do the Statesmen get back into the game?
Well, now they've first of all, they've got to start by taking better care of the basketball. The one that we just saw a traveling violation, which caused them to lose the ball. Their past few possessions, they've gotten to the free throw line, but they haven't made the most of those attempts either. So taking care of the ball and making your free throws when you get to the line are going to be important for getting back into this game.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of missed free throw opportunities from this Statesman team. We played just under 3 minutes here at CCBC Dundalk. The Lions are back out onto the court. You know they want to get this game rolling, keep the momentum rolling in their favor as they've really, really played well in the last 3 to 4 minutes of this first period.
Oh, yeah, they've really ratcheted things up here. After that, as the earlier timeout where we were discussing how the Lions could take over the game, seems like they've done just that here. Let's see if they can continue.
Now Green with a great move to put himself in a position to make the basket, spins away from his defender, puts the ball off the glass just a little too hard as it can't go in. Miles Markland, great play. Welcome to the block party, young man. Refreshments are on the bench. Wow, what a block by Green. Possession arrow, we're not sure where it's going, but there's certain times in a broadcast where all you can just say is wow, and that was a beautiful block, wasn't it?
Definitely a beautiful, impressive block. Got up in the air and said, get that out of here, man. Out of my house.
Well, Green cordially invited Miles Markland to the block party. I don't know if he'll be RSVPing or anytime soon, but regardless, the Lions have possession of the ball. Coles passes it back to Johnson. Johnson passes it over to Bennett for three. Are we watching a Golden State Warriors game? What is going on? All these threes, they can't miss from deep.
Right, it's Splash City out here in Dundalk.
It looks like Coles and Emmanuel Johnson may be the new Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. Green with the pass in transition to Emmanuel Johnson, who puts it in for two off the glass. The fans are starting to get into it. I'm starting to get into it. It's starting to get exciting here as the Lions have built an 11-point lead.
Starting to get really, really exciting here, Aaron. And you know what? I wasn't expecting anything less than a competitive basketball game. And we've seen a competitive one for the most part, but the Lions are really starting to run away with it. And if not stopped quickly, this bleeding is only going to get worse for the Statesmen.
You're right. They got to figure a way to put a Band-Aid on this wound real quick, and these free throw opportunities may be the perfect way to do that. Well, he misses the first one. Regardless, he was fouled in the act of shooting, so he will get a second opportunity. Substitution that just came into the game for the Lions, number 10, Rodney Jones.
Free throws are killer if you're the Statesman right now. They've got to fall.
Absolutely. You get an opportunity here if you're the Statesman to make it a single-digit lead for the Lions, but now it's a 10-point lead as you weren't able to make good on both of your free throws. You only go one for one from the line.
Yeah, I mean, got to make those free throws, and we're not out of time in this first half to get some sort of cushion here for the Lions. More of a cushion is always better.
So it's 50-40 with just under 2 minutes left to play here. The pass over to Anthony Bennett. Jones comes up with the ball, shoots the jumper, and it's no good. He had an opportunity, just couldn't get it down. The rebound by Clark. Pushes it up. Clark for three. No good. Griggs got the rebound, but it's smacked out of his hand by the Lions. They're going to say it was last touched by the Lions. I don't know, that may have been an iffy call, but regardless, the Statesmen will have possession of the ball.
Did look a bit iffy there, but I think that was the right call.
Griggs, hard work to put himself into scoring position, puts the ball in the air, and he's fouled in the act of shooting as he'll take two more free throws. You've said it. Almost sounds like a broken record at this point. Free throws are going to be the key to getting back into this game if you're the Statesmen. They went 1 for 1 last time. Let's see if they can go 2 for 2 this time.
Yep, you got to start making these free throws count, man. And like I said, if they don't do something quickly with these free throws, tightening up their defense, a lot of things need to be worked on. But one free throw just fell, so the lead's starting to get a little smaller.
There we go. Made it a 9-point lead here. We got 1 minute and 24 seconds left here in the first period. The second free throw is good, too. Now it's an 8-point game.
Cutting it down slowly but surely. Lions have got to stay hungry, though.
Coles now possesses the ball. Gonna milk some time off this clock. Hutchinson flashes from the paint, couldn't get the ball, and Coles took it to the lane himself, put the ball up, but had it blocked, and it rolled off of his leg. Oh, correction. It went off of a Statesman player, so the Lions will keep possession of the ball.
It's a really tough layup there by Coles. He didn't have a lot of help, though, so sometimes you got to do things yourself. Unfortunately, it didn't work, but they're going to have another chance for possession here.
Coles has possession of the ball once again. Dribble handoff to Emmanuel Johnson. And the shot clock hits 0, and that'll be a turnover. Emmanuel Johnson had a great crossover move, just couldn't keep possession of the ball afterwards as he tried to pass it back to a teammate, Rodney Jones, who couldn't keep control of the ball, and that's when the shot clock went off.
Yep, by the time he did that and the Statesman defender tipped it up in the air, it was already too late. Shot clock violation.
Griggs into the paint, puts it up, 2 points. Great hard play by Griggs to muscle into the paint and put in 2 points. Just over 30 seconds left in the first period. Coles gonna milk as much time off this clock as he can. Try to shoot for the last possession. Coles over to Johnson. Johnson goes into the paint and he's fouled. Correction, they're gonna call a charge on Johnson. So the possession arrow will go back into the favor of the Statesmen. And there's 18 seconds left here in this first period. Let's see if the Statesmen can cut into this lead a little bit more.
Yep, they've got a bit of time left, not too much. So this score's got to come quickly here.
And a tough play there during that inbounds play as Anthony Bennett Jr. went for the steal, but they're going to say he got a little bit too much body on that opportunity. So the Statesmen will go back to the foul line and shoot some free throws. Miles Markland will take the free throws for the Statesmen. Jaron Taylor looks like he wants an explanation or just trying to plead his case with the head referee in this game.
And that's only Bennett's first foul, so that's not going to be a problem for him. And it was a good effort, not just kind of the effort at all. Got to do something to try to get the ball back and get a score quickly.
Miles Markland misses his first free throw attempt, so has an opportunity to make this a 5-point game as we have 14.6 seconds left here in the first period.
Markland's been cold from the free throw line. He's missed his last 3. Got to be frustrated.
Interesting combination Coach Taylor is going with right now is we have James White and Coles on the court at the same time. Those two are the guys who've been running point early in this game. White up to Coles. Coles gets to the basket, throws it over to Bennett for 3. No good, in and out, unlucky roll. If you're Bennett, Green comes up with the steal. Half-court shot, no good. Oh, man, got my heart going there as I thought the half-court shot was going to go in there on that. Regardless, we've played one period. It's 50-45, and we'll be back right after this. And we're back here at CCBC Dundalk. I'm Aaron Thomas, joining the broadcast booth by my partner, Byron Reed. Byron, give me some of the halftime stats that you accumulated.
Oh, you know what? We've got some really good halftime stats here. We've got Coles here, Raekwon Coles for Lions, leading the team in scoring with 15 points. Right behind him is Naquante Green with 11 points. And for the Statesmen, we've got Clark, DeAndre Clark with 15 points, and we've got three kids, Arrington, Markland, and Mitchell, all with 9 points.
Now, we spoke privately off the air during that halftime. We were interested to see what kind of lineup Coach Taylor was going to go with. Was he going to go with double point guards, James White and Coles? Well, James White is on the court right now. Green with the three, can't hit it, and the rebound is had by Statesman, DeAndre Clark. Clark passes it over to Markland. Over to Gibson. Gibson, the three off the back iron. Rebound by Arrington. Arrington over to Markland. Markland waits for his teammates to get set. Finally passes it over to Clark. Clark over to Arrington. Arrington picks up his dribble, passes it down. Gibson makes a beautiful move to get past the defender and puts it in for 2 points. We've got a 3-point game here.
Beautiful slide step to get by the defender, make that layup a bit easier.
James White over to Quickly, jab step, finally decides to shoot, can't get it in, and James White, the 5'9" point guard with the rebound. Correction, 5'10". I'm going to give him that inch. He got the rebound, but he tried to pass it out after the rebound, couldn't find a teammate to pass to, turned it over. The Statesman ran down the court, got fouled, and now they'll shoot some free throws.
Yeah, I think he should have waited to pass that ball, and he was still in the air coming down trying to make that pass. When you're a shorter guy on the offense, it's a bit difficult to make those passes over taller defenders.
Correction, that they weren't going to shoot any free throws. They actually took the ball on an inbounds play because the foul occurred before the shot. But regardless, I was waiting for the call from the ref, but regardless, they inbounds the ball, the Statesmen do, and it's an immediate travel by Clark. So James White. Another stoppage of time. I believe there was a clock issue because it reads 1 minute and 30 seconds. I'm pretty sure that's not right, as the clock is now adjusted 18 minutes and 50 seconds. Put back on the clock.
I'm pretty sure we just started the second half. I don't know if something happened. We had a weird time loop thing. I don't know, but apparently we got it all sorted out now.
Just trying to think of that name of the movie where they go into the dreams with Brad Pitt or whatever that guy's, Leonardo DiCaprio, I think his name is. Regardless, let's get back to basketball. James White flashes from the bottom, but instead they go to Green, and Green puts up a difficult shot, but he was fouled before the shot. I think that was really a sellout foul because they shouldn't have fouled him there because I don't think Green had any opportunity to make that.
No way. Two underneath the basket for all that. But regardless, more free throws for Green.
Regardless, Green will go back to the foul line. He shot a decent amount of foul shots here in the first half.
And we just heard Bennett say we need both. We need both. And they do need both because this lead's thin here. They need to get it going, and they got the first one.
And Green makes good on the first free throw attempt. Emmanuel Johnson was looking over there trying to read some lips of Coach Taylor, and he was really giving his player, Emmanuel Johnson, an earful. I think he was expecting a little bit more of him on that last offensive possession. Regardless, Green makes both foul shots, and the Statesmen control the ball once again. Miles Markland. One-handed pass over to Clark. Clark, pass to Arrington, drives baseline, tries to pass it to Gibson, but can't. James White is up, and he puts it in. Can't put it in. He's rejected by the rim. Miles Markland controls, trying to go coast to coast. Can't put it off the glass, but he couldn't get it in. Mitchell got the rebound, but he couldn't put it in either. Now quickly has the ball going in transition, and he's fouled before the shot. That was quite the possession there by the Statesmen. They had a couple opportunities to put the ball into the net and couldn't.
Yeah, and when you have more than one opportunity at the net to get some points, those mean that they've got to fall. And especially with the way Dundalk played in that first half, if we see a repeat performance of that, then that might come back to haunt them, those second chance buckets.
James White controls the ball. Dribbles right as defender pulls up. Three-pointer, no good off the back iron. And out of bounds. Going to say last touch by the Lions. Statesman will take this inbounds play. We got 18 minutes and 4 seconds left in this one. It's a 52-47 game. Miles Markland pass up to Clark. Clark pass over to Wooten, and he dunks it down. Our first dunk of the game.
Dunks are always exciting to see, even here in a small campus-like arena. You know what I mean? They're always exciting to see.
James White tried to put the moves on his defender, Miles Markland, to get past them. Couldn't. Finally takes the, oh, nice there. Pick and roll play by White and Green. White fed Green after the pick as he rolled to the basket. Green couldn't put it in, but he is fouled. He'll go to the line for 2 more. He made his last 2 free throw attempts. Let's see if he can make these 2 as well.
It was a nice pick and roll there, and heard a fan over here say, "Gotta get to make that fall," and you do gotta make those fall. But regardless, you're still gonna get the 2 free throw attempts. First or second half here.
James White and Emmanuel Johnson going over the game plan here with Coach Taylor. It's the second time on back-to-back possessions. Emmanuel Johnson has really gotten an earful from his head coach, Jerron Taylor. I think, at least what I'm reading from the situation and the hand signals that Coach Taylor wants, I think Taylor wants Johnson in that corner to be there for the pick and pop.
And that's probably a good decision there from Coach.
Oh, mama, there goes that man. Another dunk by Mitchell. Oh, what a beautiful play by Anthony Bennett Jr. He put the Euro step on him and said, "Woo!"
Give it to him one time, Bennett. Beautiful move.
Down low, Wooten gets double teamed, trying to fight his way out of it, and it's stolen by Quickly. Quickly throws up. Johnson, bingo! Once again, another finger roll by Emmanuel Johnson. The Lions are really trying to break this one up. Clark now has possession of the ball, goes in, puts it in off the glass for 2 points. Playing a lot of fast-paced action here in the early parts of this second half.
Yep, fast-paced was the theme of the first half, and it looks like more of the same from both teams, matter of fact.
James White with a pull-up 3, couldn't hit it, and there's Griggs with an easy 2 points as there was nobody in the painted area with him, and he could have wrote a book before he took that shot.
Yeah, he could have made himself a sandwich and probably ate it too.
James White takes the pass over to Quickly. Quickly got into the lane. I thought that was a block, but they're going to say he was fouled before the block, so we will take 2 foul shots here.
Looked like Quickly came down funny on his leg there when he landed. Hoping it's nothing too serious. Just got to keep an eye out for that.
Now, we did see earlier in this game, Quickly got into really early foul trouble. He got himself 2 early fouls in the first 10, 15 minutes of this game, and then he sat for pretty much the rest of the first half.
Yep, pretty much, and that's going to be a problem if that continues. You know, he's one of the key factors for this offense, and you know, if that leg there doesn't become an issue, foul trouble will.
Cody Jenkins just substituted into the game for the Lions. Quickly makes good on the second free throw. We now have a 60-55 point or 59-55 point game.
But that Quickly is 7 for 7 from the line. It doesn't come much better than that. 100% from the free throw line is definitely a big reason why they have this small lead.
As Jenkins got a little bit jumpy on that last possession there for the Statesman as he fouled Brown. Statesman now have possession of the ball once again. Clark drives into the lane and puts in the contested layup, and it'll go in for 2 points. Beautiful play there by the Statesman. James White now over to Quickly. Quickly, jab step. That hides the pass back to White. Gets the play from the sideline. Waiting for his teammates. Anthony Bennett flashes from the baseline. Now goes back baseline. Puts it in. Welcome to the block party, young man. Refreshments are on the bench. Miles Markland.
Invites. Hopefully somebody will respond and RSVP.
I know, that's the second invite to the block party now, and nobody's RSVP'd. It's all right, more refreshments and food for me. It's okay.
All right, are we invited to this party? I want to go.
Look, the way I played, I'm always invited to the block party. James White puts up the 3, and Jenkins with a hard rebound. He comes up with the loose ball, sends it out to White, who sends it over to Quickly, sends it over to Johnson for 3. It's good! Another 3-pointer by Emmanuel Johnson.
It's raining threes. Hallelujah.
It
It's
is.
raining threes.
It's continuing to rain threes. As we saw earlier in the first half, it rained threes all game long.
And we're hoping to see that trend continue in the second half, Aaron. I mean, if you're both these teams, you want to keep tucking them up, but you don't want to rely on them too much. And it seems like both teams are doing a good job of mixing it up, going inside and outside.
We played just under 5 minutes here in the second half. We have an inbounds play for the Statesman. Taking the inbounds was Arrington. He throws it over to Brown. Brown with a nice behind-the-back move, throws it over to the cutting Clark. Clark back to Brown. Brown fakes the pass, goes over to Arrington, who throws it down to Mitchell. Mitchell gets the pass stolen by Quickly. Quickly now throwing up. Throws it over into the corner. Emmanuel Johnson for 3. That one's off the front of the iron, and Mitchell comes down with the rebound. Brown had a good idea there with that pass. Emmanuel Johnson was just too close into the passing lane as he was able to get a hand on it, knock it out of bounds. Arrington will take another inbounds play. Arrington over to Brown, who throws it over to Clark. Clark waits for his teammates, throws it over to Griggs, who throws it back to Brown. Now over to Arrington. Arrington, corner 3, in and out, tries to tip it in, does Griggs. But Jenkins came down with the rebound, tried to get the pass off, but before he could get the pass off, he was fouled. And it looks like, yep, I am correct in saying that the Lions are in the 1-1 already. That's pretty quickly to be in the bonus if you are the Statesman.
That's way too quick. It's still way too early in the second half for you to be in the bonus. It's not that good.
To be in the bonus this early, especially when you're trying to make a comeback, is really, really going to hinder the opportunity to make this comeback for the Statesman. Let's see if Jenkins can make good on these free throw attempts. He can't. It's a tough free throw. So really had no opportunity. Brown over to Giggs for 3, in and out, but Gibson is there for the rebound. Troy Gibson with a nice rebound down low. James White now has control of the ball. Looks like Coles is waiting to check in at the next dead ball. White, dribble handoff to Bennett, who puts it up. Floater is good. A beautiful play by Anthony Bennett as he gets past his defender, puts up the baby floater, and it's good for 2 points.
I think floaters are some of the toughest shots to attempt in basketball, especially from the right side of the court on the baseline there. If you're in the middle, you can use a backboard. On that right side and left side of the court, there's really no backboard for you to use to get that to go in. So for you to make a floater and have it be all net like that, that's impressive.
Very, very impressive. And there was impressive defense there in the last possession from the Statesman as Anthony Bennett was able to get a hand on the ball, knock it away, and it was last touched by the Statesman. So the Lions now have possession of the ball once again, up by 3. Green for 3, no good off the front of the iron. Griggs with the rebound, up to Clark. Clark looks for someone to pass to, passes it to Brown. Griggs goes baseline, puts it up, can't hit it, and the rebound was bobbled by both teams. Finally hit out of bounds by Harrison Mitchell. The possession arrow goes into the favor of the Lions as the Lions are up by 3 with 13 minutes and 14 seconds left here in this one.
Yeah, lucky they got the ball back there. And I mean, it looked like the Statesman got away with an over the back there, but luckily it doesn't hurt Dundalk too much because they're going to have the possession of the ball here.
James White, not to be confused with the running back for the New England Patriots. Takes a move, gets in the lane, and a beautiful pass down low to Green. My goodness, we need to get that young man on SportsCenter's top 10 plays as he went up, over, and to the pass to Green with a beautiful layup.
Yeah, da-na-na, da-na-na.
Oh, got me excited. Griggs with a beautiful play down low to pass the ball to Troy Gibson, who puts the ball in for 2 points. 66-63. We've got a close one here at CCBC Dundalk. James White for three off the front of the rim and no good. Griggs with the rebound. Griggs looks for something, tries to make something happen, passes it to Brown, who passes it to Markland. Gets in, down low to Gibson. Gibson with a beautiful move to get the shot up. Got his own rebound on the miss, put another one up, but he didn't make that one either. But luckily for him, he was fouled. Does not have an opportunity to make this a 1-point game.
Yep. And again, I know I've said it all game. It's like a broken record here again. Forgive me. But free throws, I mean, they're no, and especially now we're in the late stages of the game, in the second half, I mean, they're even more important now.
You're absolutely right. Now, just think about what kind of game we'd be in right now if the Marks or if the Statesmen had made, let's say, 75% of their free throws. They missed a good deal of free throws in this game.
Yep, but it seems like it hasn't hurt them too much as they're only down 2, but still, you are correct.
Troy Gibson with an opportunity to make it a 1-point game, misses the second free throw. Anthony Bennett tries to drive into the lane, and he forces the contact from his defender, Jordan Griggs. He will go to the line for the 1-and-1. We've seen a very, very aggressive Anthony Bennett in this game as he was forcing the issue on that last possession, trying to get into the lane, and he forced the foul. So now he has an opportunity to make this a 2-possession game.
And sometimes forcing the issue can be a good thing, like when you get foul shots here, but sometimes it can be a bad thing when you're just forcing it just because you want to. Anthony makes something happen that's not there.
Anthony Bennett now makes good of the first free throw. Second free throw coming up, and that's good too. We saw number 23, Green, getting some advice from, I'm assuming, a friend in the stands. Oh, and a great pressure on the full court press. Green takes the pass from White and puts it in for 2. This full court press is really, really turning the ball, getting the Statesmen to turn the ball over here.
Yeah, they're really all out of sorts here on offense when they have possession. Like I said, ball movement is the key to breaking a press. If you pass the ball and move it around quickly, this press becomes a non-issue.
Troy Gibson had an opportunity to put 2 points on the basket in that last Statesman possession, but he got rejected by the rim, and Green puts in the layup for the Lions. It's now 72-74. We have an 8-point game with just over 11 minutes left here.
Someone got put on the floor there, but luckily it wasn't anything too serious.
Green thought he came away with the steal. The ref saw it a little differently as he was maybe a little bit too physical on that play, and he will be whistled for the foul. The Statesman will take possession of the ball on the out of bounds. See Rodney Jones stepping into the game now for the Lions. Inbound goes to Markland. Markland picks up his dribble over to Gibson. Gibson with the jab step. Passes it over to Griggs. Griggs down low to Wooten, and he puts in the baby hook. Nice play by Wooten, the big man. We saw him get a lot of baskets here early in the first half. Let's see if they go back to the big guy now.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to go back to the big guy. You got to feed him. You got to feed him.
Feed me more?
Exactly.
James White with the pass over to Coles. Coles now takes it back, slows the game down, throws it over to Anthony Bennett. Bennett, jab step, three-pointer off the front of the rim. Rodney Jones is there for the rebound, puts it up. He's fouled and one. Oh, correction. They're going to say he pushed off with the shoulder, so that is not going to count. No basket. Rodney Jones will be awarded a foul.
It's a really tough call to take if you're Dundalk there. That definitely would have got your team going. But even if it didn't go in, despite the foul there, you still got to admire the effort that they're showing.
That is true. A lot of great effort being shown in this game is DeAndre Clark with a nice pass over to Griggs. Griggs puts it in and no basket as they're going to call a foul. Little bit too much contact on that play by Coles. To be honest with you, I didn't see it that way. I thought there was a little bit too much contact by Griggs. It looked like he pushed off with the elbow to get into position to get the ball. Regardless, Griggs will shoot 2 foul shots.
Yeah, I think if that last one was an indication down here just now, if you're going to call that one, you got to call this one too.
Coach Taylor was asking for a little bit of an explanation from the referee.
Probably thinking the same thing I am. Gotta call it both ways.
Got a break in the action as it looks like almost like a timeout. And Rodney Jones is being subbed out of the game. I don't know if he was given a technical. I didn't see the tech sign from the referee, but regardless, Rodney Jones will find a seat on the bench, and Cody Jenkins will come back into the game for the Lions.
While we have a minute here, Aaron, I wanted to touch on McQuante Green. There's no surprise he's having a big game today because he's number 10 in the Maryland JUCO College Association's players to watch list.
He really has had a fantastic game and not been one-dimensional as he's gotten some points inside, he's gotten some points outside, and he's hit a couple threes too.
He's doing it all, and he's got to continue to do it all if they want the Lions to come out on top.
The Statesmen missed that foul shot opportunity. Anthony Bennett came away with the rebound, passed it up to James White. White slowing this game down. You want to milk the clock for as much as you can in every possession. James White throws it down low to Cody Jenkins, who couldn't get a hand on that pass, and it's turned over. Markland and the Statesmen have numbers. Throw it down to Griggs, and another finger roll. We now have a 4-point game, just under 10 minutes left.
Jenkins got to catch that ball down there. I know there's a lot of traffic and a lot of hands down there, but you got to catch that ball. That layup's big. Jenkins got to go in.
Coach Taylor calls out the play from the bench. James White looks at the flashing Anthony Bennett, decides to go down low to Green, who throws it over to Coles. Coles can't possess that ball, and it's turned over. Clark has possession, numbers down, and 2 points for Markland. So we've got a brand new ball game here at CCBC Dundalk. It's 72-70 with just over 9 minutes left to play.
That's really, really close game here. 2-point game with 9:20 to go. I'm really excited to see how this is going to finish up, Aaron.
Well, the timeout is taken by the Lions. You've seen them kind of squander a little bit of a lead here in the second half. How do they get back into this game and take control?
Well, they were up by a sizable margin to the end of the first half. I think that the intensity is there. Everything's there, but it seems like shots just aren't going their way that were falling in the first half. And really, all you got to do is just keep playing your game, in my opinion. Those shots are going to have to start falling at some point.
That's wishful thinking. No, I'm just kidding. That is a good point there. The shots will have to fall. It's a matter of just getting open shots. It's a matter of getting quality shots. And the Lions really haven't taken many quality shots here in the second half, taking a lot of threes, taking a lot of congested layups. And quite frankly, they've turned the ball over quite a bit. And I think that has a long way to go with what you've said and why they've squandered this lead.
Yeah, and that's, like you said, that's also important. You can't win if you're not taking care of the basketball. And when you turn the ball over, and even worse, when those turnovers turn into points for the other team, that just makes your lead smaller. And that's what we've seen here so far in the second half.
Well, the timeout is over. The horn sounds as action will continue here at CCBC Dundalk momentarily. We have 9 minutes and 20 seconds left here in this one. 72-70, the Lions are up in this one. The Lions and the Statesmen are both in the bonus, 1-1. So any fouls from now on will result in foul shots.
And that's, in my opinion, really early in the second half to be in the bonus. Usually not in the bonus till maybe 4 minutes left in the half, maybe even that, a little generous, but still. So it's going to be imperative even more now to make your free throws when you get to the line.
We saw
you get a lot of them.
We see the pair that we just saw coming off, we were talking about off the air earlier. We're now seeing James White and Raekwon Coles on the court at the same time. Anthony Bennett now gets the pass from White and makes a beautiful shot on the baseline, puts it in for 2 points. We now have a 4-point game with just under 9 minutes left. Turnover at the midcourt, quickly over to White. White thought about the three, pumped it.
That's a good call. Good call. Way to not force that shot.
You really want to milk the clock for all that you can here now. White split the two defenders, really was expecting a foul call. I think everybody in this building was expecting a foul call as the 5'10" James White in the air split two defenders and didn't get contact. I don't know about that.
I know I was. You got to help the little guy out. As a little guy myself, got to help us out sometimes, refs.
See, that's where James White needs to watch some more NBA. Now, if you sell the foul, young man, you may get the foul. Regardless, the Statesmen have possession of the ball, but not for long as they turn it over in their own end and quickly will have possession of the ball once again for the Lions. Quickly will take the inbounds.
Cody Jenkins started to touch the ball as it was going out of bounds, but he may have heard one of his teammates say, let it go, let it go. Good thing he did.
Sometimes you just got to double think those things.
Definitely.
You see the ball and you just want to touch it, but sometimes you don't have to.
Yep.
James White with the pass over to Emmanuel Johnson, drives baseline, puts it up, can't hit it, and quickly gets the rebound, quickly puts it up, can't get it, and a beautiful rebound by Wooten. The Statesman now running in transition. Griggs, once again, welcome to the block party, young man. The Statesmen still have possession of the ball as the Lions weren't able to come away with possession after the block. Gibson puts it into the lane, and he's fouled in the act of shooting. 2 free throws coming up. That's the 3rd invite to the block party we've seen today.
3, oh my goodness. Everyone's getting invites. Everybody and their mother's getting invites to this block party.
I mean, at this point, all these invites to the block party, there may not be any refreshments for us after.
Yeah, it may not be. And I'm hungry.
That makes 2 of us. Gibson makes the good on the first free throw attempt. Second coming underway. We now have a 3-point game, so it's a 1-possession game for the Statesmen. Brown just checked into the game for the Statesmen. Makes good on the second free throw attempt, and we now have a 2-point game, 74-72, just under 8 minutes left in this one. James White brings the ball up, taking his time, passes it over to Bennett. Bennett passes it to Quickly. Back to White. White thought about the 3, but great defense being played now by DeAndre Clark. White, step back 3, tried to use the glass, can't, but Quickly gets the rebound. He misses. Jenkins comes up with the rebound, and he's invited to the block party. Oh, a beautiful play in transition by Javon Arrington as he used that nice little dribbling to get past one defender and put in that game-tying basket. It's now 74-74 with 7 minutes left in this one.
Yeah, that's a big-time bucket right there. That tied the game up and just keeps this game all the more interesting.
Emmanuel Johnson tried to drive baseline, decides to throw it over to White with a beautiful pass down low to Quickly. Wow, what a play. Anthony Bennett with a nice thought there, trying to steal the ball in transition, thought too quickly. Gibson for 3 in the corner, can't hit it, but Clark's there for the rebound. And Jenkins thought he invited Clark to the block party, but instead he got himself a foul. I think Jenkins will take a seat here after this.
Jumped a little bit too early in the air there as he was going up for that block. He had timed it a bit better, maybe would have gotten the block and not the foul.
Now you hear it behind us. People listening here at home, the fans here at CCBC Dundalk, were none too pleased about that last call. I don't know if I agree with them. I think I saw a lot of hand being touched on that block attempt.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there, my friend.
Well, Clark, regardless, makes good on the first foul attempt, free throw attempt. Second will be coming underway. The Statesmen grabbed their first lead here in this one in quite some time.
Yeah, it's been quite some time since they had the lead, but now that they have it, let's see if they can control it for a little bit here.
DeAndre Clark sends it up to James White. White with some dribbling, looks to get the pick from Green. Finally does. Green flashes off the pick, now controls it. Green going right at his defender, gets past with a nice move, puts it in off the glass. Once again, that may be the second SportsCenter's top 10 play we see there, with a great move to get past his defender and put the fadeaway jumper in off the glass.
Beautiful hesitation move into the crossover. He said no chance. Defender said no chance there.
But the Lions can't keep the lead for long there, as the Statesmen tie it up right away as Mitchell gets the rebound and puts it in for 2 points as we now have a tie game once again, 78-78. We played just under 6 minutes here in this one. Man, could we be in store for some overtime?
Oh, you know what? I would actually be okay with that. With the way this game's been going, it's been an exciting basketball game. I'm all up for more.
Good basketball makes me happy, and I don't mind watching good basketball, and we've seen some fantastic basketball in this one. Quickly misses his first foul shot opportunity. That was an opportunity to take the lead. Let's see if he can take the lead with this second foul shot opportunity.
Take over time. Let's go.
Quickly misses both foul shot attempts, and you know his coach, Jaron Taylor, is not happy about that.
We haven't seen him miss many free throws. That's only his second miss after making 7 straight. So, yes, those free throws are important. You want them to fall, but he's had an impressive day at the line up until that.
Great ball movement by the Statesmen as they finally work the ball around to get the easy 2 points by Clark. Bennett works it over to Johnson, who takes the baseline jumper. It's no good. It's rebounded by Brown. The Statesmen are working. They've got numbers. They go down to the big man, Mitchell. 2 points for the Statesmen. It's now a 4-point game. Is it just me, or do the Lions look flat right now?
They do look a little flat. They've got to get that intensity back. I don't know what it's going to take. Maybe they need to get, Green. They got to get Green involved. They got to get Coles involved. They got to get Quickly and Bennett Jr. all involved.
Now, I can tell you what may get that intensity going is a nice little loud pep talk from head coach Jaron Taylor. I'm pretty sure he's none too pleased with the play of his team here in the second half. I wish I could read lips, because I'm pretty sure he's giving it to his team right now.
Oh, pretty sure he is. He's got to tell his guys that they've got to tighten up on defense. That's one of the things that's sort of cost them this lead here in the second half. I mean, they're still doing a good job with that full court press of theirs, but once the press is broken, they still got to play defense and sort of shut it down there.
Yeah, we saw that in the first half as the Lions press did cause some turnovers, but the Statesmen didn't really have much problem getting past the press and beating it. It was just what they did afterwards. They didn't really get a lot of shots, but now we've seen the Statesmen really try to get good quality shots, get the ball down low, not settling for a lot of jumpers, not settling for a lot of three-pointers. But we've seen quite the opposite now for the Lions, as the Lions have settled for a lot of jumpers, a lot of three-pointers here in the second half. And we haven't seen Coles. I don't even think he's taking a shot here in the second half.
No, I don't think he's taking a shot either. And as I said, you're going to want to get him involved. He was the leading scorer at halftime. He had 15 points coming into the second half. And in my opinion, he's one of the highest guys on the team right now. So you got to try to get him going. But everyone has to do their part. It is a team game after all.
So the timeout is taken, or the timeout is over. And Quickly will take the inbounds for the Lions. James White finally picks the ball up off the inbounds. Clock starts to run. James White comes off the pick, tries to make something happen, dribbles through his legs a couple times, dribble handoff into Anthony Bennett, who gets into the lane, and he's invited to the block party. But Quickly is there for the rebound, and he's fouled in the act of shooting, so he'll go to the line for 2 points.
More free throw attempts. This is always nice to see when you're trailing. I mean, these free throws will get you to be down by 2, so these got to go in. Big time free throws here for Quickly.
Absolutely. You're down by 4, 5 minutes left here in this one. The best opportunity you have to get into the game is get to the free throw line, and they've done that really all game long. It's just been a matter of making them.
Yep, and making them when they count. Granted, they count all of the time, but more times than not, especially in a close ball game like this, they count even more so.
Now, fans, if you remember, Quickly missed his last 2 free throw attempts after making his first 7, correct?
Correct.
Now, let's see if that he can right that last wrong, as he missed his last 2. Let's see if he can make his next 2 to make it a 2-point game and a 1-possession game.
Yep, he's got to try to buck the trend right here. Like I said, he made 7 in a row before missing his last 2, and now he's missed his last 3. So that's the problem if you're Quickly in the Lions offense.
And that look of disappointment on head coach Jaron Taylor's face really radiated all the way to this other side of the court, as he's definitely got to be disappointed as Quickly misses his 3rd straight free throw. You don't expect that out of a returning sophomore from last year's team.
Definitely not.
Finally is able to get off that losing streak he had from the foul line. So finally it's a 3-point game, still a 1-possession game. So 3-pointer ties it up.
Yep. Hopefully that'll get Quickly going and try to get him more involved in the offense. I mean, he has gotten his share of looks, but his looks have pretty much always ended up in free throw attempts.
Lions playing a zone defense right now. Coles was playing defense on Markland. Now Clark has the ball. White with the defense, but Griggs is there for the rebound as Clark missed that free throw. But Green came away with the steal. James White puts it up, dishes it down to Green, and puts it in for 2. That is the third or fourth really beautiful pass we've seen from James White today.
Yeah, he's putting on a passing clinic so far, it seems. Kid's showing off his passing skills, and that's always something I like to see as I was a primarily pass first player myself. It's always nice to see.
Now Gibson tried to put the ball in there as he's rejected by the rim. That time he was rejected but fouled, as he'll go to the line for 2 foul shots. It's a 1 point game, correction. 4 minutes left in this one. Anthony Bennett having a word with the referee. Looks like he wants to plead his case. I really don't think that's really going to make any difference, as the whistle was already blown, the foul was already called, and Gibson will shoot these foul shots.
Unfortunately not in McQuante Green. Looks like it's 5 fouls, if that's right. I'm not sure who that 23 is. If it is in fact McQuante Green, then that's a problem, because he's one of the leading scorers on this team.
Absolutely, and I think you are right, because I just watched Green walk back to the bench, and it was easy to tell that he was very frustrated himself after that last play. So let's see if the Lions can come back after that. It's Green's been a huge part of this game, and Gibson makes good on the first free throw attempt. It's 83-81. It's a 2-point game now with 4 minutes left.
Yep, not a lot of time left in this game, so I think crunch time's going to start a bit earlier, especially in a close game like this.
Absolutely. I think we're in crunch time right now, if you ask Coach Teron Taylor. Regardless, substitution that just came into the game for the Statesman is number 33, Jaquan Wooten. And Gibson makes good on the second free throw attempt, and now it's a 3-point game. James White passes it over to Emmanuel Johnson. Johnson with the dribble handoff to White. White with the dribble handoff to Bennett. Bennett for 3. It's good! Tie game here at CCBC Dundalk. 84-84. We're all knotted up now.
That's how you get the energy back in this arena and back to your team. That was a big, big 3 by Bennett to tie the game up. Nothing like it.
Anthony Bennett, he's got to be feeling himself after that 3, and the Statesman coach Chuck Moore wants to have a word with his team as he takes a quick timeout. They jumped out to the lead. It's now a tie game. Really, what's the key for both teams in trying to run away with this game in the last 3 minutes and 33 seconds?
Well, really, in my opinion, it all comes down to defense. Defense is, like I said, it's always key. And, late in the game, your defense has to step up and make stops. If your defense makes stops and you can start going on a run, that may give you the last little burst of energy you need to put the game away.
That's a great point there. It is going to be all about energy, especially towards this last 3 minutes and 36 seconds. I can't get that out of my mouth today. It is going to be all about energy, as these teams have got to be tired. As we've played a pretty chippy game here in this one. Both teams are already in the double bonus, so any fouls from now on will be 2 free throws. I think that's going to play a huge part in this game.
Yeah, and with both teams, the way they've been running all game, both teams have run a fast-paced offense, especially, Dundalk using the full court press pretty much for the majority of this game. That's taking a toll on their energy, and Richard Blandon's had a hard time dealing with that full court press of Dundalk. So, in turn, that's taking some of their energy away. So, the last little bit of reserves here are going to need to be exhausted from both teams, and we're going to be in for, I think, a very exciting finish.
Well, I think we're both really excited for the end of this game, that's for sure. As we've played a doozy here, it's 84-84 with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. Markland controls the ball, passes it over to Clark. Thought about passing it to Gibson, decides to pass it to Griggs. Griggs gets into the basket, puts it in for 2 points with a beautiful body control to put in that ball. Oh! I thought Anthony Bennett was invited to the block party again after he split those 2 defenders, but instead he was fouled, so he'll shoot 2 more foul shots. with an opportunity to tie this game up with 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
I don't think Bennett wants any more invites. He already has one. I think sometimes one is all you need, you know. After that first one, you start to get a little bit overwhelmed with the invites. They start coming in. Your mailbox starts to overflow. You know what I mean? It gets a little out of hand.
I completely do understand. I do understand. I had my fair share of my shots were blocked in high school, so I completely understand. Anthony Bennett, regardless, he misses his first foul shot attempt. Second underway, and it's good. It's a 1-point game, but the look of disappointment is eminent on Anthony Bennett's face. He's definitely disappointed in himself that he didn't tie that game up. Clark gets the ball as they beat the press. The Statesmen do. Wooten gets the rebound and puts it in for 2 points. Coach Taylor is urging his team to get back as quickly as possible, and they do as Johnson was able to get the shot, and James White comes up with the rebound. Johnson for 3, no good, off the side of the iron, and Wooten comes up with the rebound. Wooten passes it over to Griggs. Griggs cuts baseline, passes it over to Gibson, off the glass, 2 points. A beautiful play there by the Statesmen, as it's now a 5-point game with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this one.
They still got time, no need to panic, but they've got to start getting their shots to fall.
I think James White may have heard you as he knocked down that ball, as he knocked down that shot, and it's now a 3-point game. James White hits the jumper. It's 87-90, 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in this one. If you're Coach Duron Taylor, what are you saying to your team right now?
Well, look, guys, we're only down 3. It's not a lot. We can still get back in this game. All we got to do is, like I said, clamp down on defense and take good shots on offense. Good shots. I only want good looks at this point in the game. Contested shots, don't want those.
It's a great point there, and that's something that the Lions have not done a very good job of doing, as James White had really the first uncontested shot that the Lions have had in the last 3 to 4 minutes.
Yep, and him, and unfortunately for Emmanuel Johnson, that 3 he had over there in the corner prior to White making his 2 was Johnson's 3 was uncontested. Unfortunately, it didn't fall, but those good looks are going to have to continue to come, and eventually going to have to fall at some point, because we're getting late in this game. 2:25 to go, not a lot of time left. Defense and good shots.
Like you said, there's 2 minutes and 25 seconds left. Not a lot of time left in this one. It's 90-87. It's a 1-possession game, and the Lions are down by 3. On the court now for the Lions is James White, Raekwon Coles, Emmanuel Johnson, Anthony Bennett, and Teray Quickly. This has been the lineup that has got the majority of the points outside of Green. This is the lineup that has got the majority of the points for the Lions. So if you want to make a comeback, it's going to be with this lineup.
I was going to say, you got the right guys on the court for the right job getting back in this game.
And a great steal in the press. Bennett drives, puts it in, baby, hook, no good. No hook, I'm sorry, that was a floater. Spoke a little bit too quickly. Got so excited on that play. Regardless, the Statesmen have possession of the ball. Markland trying to waste time. Throws it over to Griggs, who throws it down low to Wooten. It's stolen by Anthony Bennett, but he gets the ball right back. Passes it over to his teammate, Markland, who puts it down low to Gibson. Puts it in for 2, and the foul shot. What a beautiful play by number 12, Troy Gibson, to absorb the contact and put it in for 2. You got under 2 minutes left, and you have an opportunity to make this a 6-point game. That may shut the door on the Lions.
Yeah, you know, contested layups don't get much more difficult than that. And Gibson did a really impressive job, like I said, absorbing the contact, fighting through it, getting the layup, and now getting it and 1 attempt.
I think if Troy Gibson was going to do it, that was a perfect opportunity to give his LeBron James, put those fans down, stack the chest, throw those hands down. Regardless, it is a 6-point game, and James White has control of the ball. And these Statesmen's fans are going wild. I can barely hear myself talk right now.
Yep, and that's all matter of intensity. It's what happens in close games like this.
Oh, James White for 3, couldn't hit it, and Emmanuel Johnson, welcome to the block party, young man. Markland has control of the ball, trying to waste time. We've got 1 minute and 25 seconds left. Over to Gibson, over to Griggs. He's going to waste time here, milk this clock for all that they can.
Waiting on the intentional fouls to start coming in here. They're getting low on time.
Nice pass by Markland down low to Gibson. And if that last play didn't shut the door, I'm pretty sure that did, as it is now 8-point game. And into the basket, fouled is T-Ray quickly. He'll go to the line for 2 with an opportunity to cut into this lead with 1 minute exactly on the clock.
Game's gotten away from them a little bit here in the last few minutes, unfortunately for Dundalk, but they don't have a lot of time left, got a minute on the clock. It's going to be, dare I say, impossible to get back in this game at this point.
It's going to be tough. You need a Reggie Miller at the Garden kind of moment right here. Maybe hit two foul shots, get a steal on the inbounds play, and just try to make the best out of a pretty tough situation.
Yep, definitely.
But quickly hitting that first foul shot will go a long way in trying to cut into this lead, as it's 88-95 with a minute left in this one.
Yeah, Quickly's been putting in work at the free throw line all game. It's been really nice to see.
Quickly hit his last 2 free throws there. It's 89-95. Oh, and a huge turnover by the Statesman as Markland tried to find Griggs, but it's over his head and out of bounds. The Lions have an opportunity to cut into this lead even more.
They gave them a gift there, the Statesman did, and after that pass, Griggs told his teammate to calm down, relax, it's okay.
James White has possession of the ball, throws it over to Bennett. 3-pointer! Mama, there goes that man. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. That block was so nice, I had to say it twice. My goodness. Number 33, Jaquan Wooten sends it back.
That was a really, really nice block, but in my opinion, a terrible shot selection there. I know you want the threes to get back in the game quickly, but that wasn't it.
Speaking of terrible shot selection, I'm pretty sure that goes into the terrible shot selection category right there, as T-Ray quickly tried to put up the hook there. No good. The Lions lost possession of that one after no points. 35 seconds left in this one. Nothing short of a miracle will bring them back into this game.
Yeah, exactly. And, unfortunately, it really got away from them. The poor shot selection here in the last few minutes has kind of made it difficult for the Lions to do anything. And now the defense is just falling apart, it looks like.
Brown over to Markland, who throws it over to Clark. Now the intentional foul, finally. Was wondering when that was going to come. The intentional foul comes at 23.8 seconds. It's 95-89. The Statesmen are up in this one. The shot clock has been turned off. You got to think this game may be over.
I think that's pretty much going to be it, unfortunately. Now, in the last few minutes there, I was waiting on the intentional fouls to happen to come a bit earlier when they were down. But unfortunately, they waited, I think, in my opinion, a little bit too long.
That's a great point you make there. I thought the intentional foul was going to come a little sooner than that myself, as DeAndre Clark makes good on his first foul attempt and foul shot attempt. And I think that does definitively finally close the door on this Lions game.
Yeah, I think we can put the nail in the coffin, turn the lights off, put the Wheaties in the soda box. You know what I mean.
If there was a fat lady, we'd ask her to start singing. I understand what you're saying. James White gets into the basket and a nice fingaro. Never gets old saying that. Brings me back to the old school days. Regardless, James White puts in 2 points there. It's 18.1 seconds left on the clock. It's 97-91. 6-point game. Like I said, nothing short but of a miracle would really bring the Lions back into this game. But I think Reggie Miller once scored like 9 points in like 6 seconds or something like that. So it's definitely
something like
possible.
that. Yeah, definitely possible. Anything could happen.
Anything could happen. That's absolutely sure. That is absolutely right. Coach Deron Taylor telling his teammates, Coach Deron Taylor telling his players to bring the fist in. They want to keep the morale high in this game, even if it is a loss. The Lions played really tough in this game. This is a really, really good Statesman team. Like you said, in their last game, they blew somebody out, didn't they?
Yeah, it was 81-53. They blew out Frederick County.
Wow, very, very impressive game. They held this team to 97 points. I don't think they held them to 97 points. They only allowed them to score 97 points. But regardless, this has been a very, very fast-paced, very, very energy game, and I've enjoyed calling it.
Oh, you know what? I've enjoyed calling it with you, too. It's been really, really impressive to see the brand of basketball that we're going to see. And you know what? I think the Lions are going to be just fine. Playing a game like this, they'll be just fine heading forward.
Absolutely. I was just about to say the same exact thing. If this is a sign of things to come for the Lions, I think they're in for a very successful season.
They've got scores all up and down the floor with Quante Green, Emmanuel Johnson, James White, Quickly. These guys can put up points.
Absolutely. I say that they're in for a good season as I look across from me. The 2015 Region 20A Division A champion banner is hanging up from last year. I think they want to add another one over there.
Oh, definitely, especially if you're a guy like Quickly who's returning player. You want to get another one of those and possibly go on to bigger and better things in the tournament as well.
Foul shot is good. Missed the first one, made good on the second one. It's 98-91, 16.5 seconds left. A lot of jawing back and forth there on the court I see between Anthony Bennett Jr. and DeAndre Clark. Can't imagine Bennett Jr. is very happy about this game as he played darn near perfect basketball and still going to come away with the loss. Had an opportunity for a 4-point play, but couldn't make good on the shot. But he will shoot 3 foul shots. You don't see that every day.
Definitely not. It's definitely big. I mean, granted, this game's pretty much over, but still, more practice. Free throws. Not that Quickly needs it, as he's made majority of free throws today.
He has made a majority of his free throws, but we can't forget that he did miss 3 straight free throws. And if he makes these 3, it'll be a 4-point game. So who knows? If he would have made those 3 free throws, we may be looking at a completely different game.
You are correct. If he can get these 3 to fall, like you said, it can be a 4-point game with 10 seconds, and you can score 4 points in 10 seconds. Fairly quick. You got to do it fairly quickly, mind you, but you can definitely do it.
It's absolutely possible. If they got a steal on the inbounds, they could make it happen. Quickly shoots the foul shot, and it's good, and he makes good on all 3. It's 94-98, 10.3 seconds left in this one. And a timeout is taken by Coach Taylor and the Lions. Now, if you're Coach Chuck Moore of the Statesman, what are you saying to your team right now?
We're not out of the woods yet, guys. If we got 10.3 seconds left, it's a 4-point game. Let's make some stops and put this game away. Let's go.
Now, if you're Coach Taylor, what's the message to your team after this game? You know, it looks like you're going to take a loss. What do you say to your guys after the game since they played such a tough game?
Well, you know what, guys? It was a very, very tough game. We played well. We hung in there with a really, really good team. That just proves how good of a team we are. Let's keep our heads up, and then next game, let's come out swinging.
Absolutely. You make a great point there. Coach Taylor's still giving his team some words of encouragement. You never want to say that the game's over because there is 10 seconds left, and it's only a 4-point game. You know, you hit a 3-pointer and you get fouled. You have an opportunity to tie the game up, so it's definitely not over, but I think the fat lady is warming up her pipes.
Yeah, it's a bit tougher when you get to this stage in the game when you're down points and you need buckets. It's definitely harder to do so because you start to force more things than you normally would if it were, say, 8 minutes to go in the game. You wouldn't be forcing as much, but I think Dundalk can still have some sliver of hope here, but they've got to make a stop and they've got to get a turnover on this possession right here, if you ask me. If they don't get a turnover, they get a foul immediately.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Brown will be taking the inbounds for the Statesman. Throws it over to Clark. They try to trap real quick. Trap once again.
Got a foul.
And they finally do foul on Markland. Interesting play there by Coach Taylor and the Lions. As I understand what you're trying to do for the first trap, but as soon as you don't get the turnover on the first trap, I think you got to make the foul on the second trap just to waste time off the clock, because I think the Statesmen were able to run off another 3 to 4 seconds after they passed out of the second trap.
Yeah, that's a bit too much. Like you said, after that first trap, you definitely got a foul after that first one. They took way too long getting that foul to happen, and now with 5 seconds left and more Statesman free throws here, it's tough.
Regardless, Markland will take a second free throw, will be coming up shortly. He makes good on the first one. It's 99-94. It's a 6-point game with 5.7 seconds left in this one. Markland's had a very, very impressive game so far.
He's done his job from the line, too, making four free throws. definitely help this team.
Can't make good on this one. This will be the final shot of the game. Ho, off the back rim. Can't go in. And that'll be all she wrote, fans. The Lions played a great game. They have nothing to hold their head, can't hold their head down about this one. Hold your head up high, young men, because you played a great one. It's 99-94 is the final score. Do you have any last-minute words?
Well, like you said, Aaron, the Lions played a great game today. Both teams really played a great game today. It was a good opening day contest, back and forth game basketball. It's just what we want to see. And if this is any indication of what we're going to see going forward, then I'm really looking forward to being here and calling these games with you over the course of the season.
Absolutely. I'm excited. Fans, we'll be back next Saturday as the Lions have their season mixer, as a couple teams will come in. We'll have 2 games each day, Saturday and Sunday. Not even going to try to give you the team names because I don't know them off the top of my head, but you should know next Saturday. Stay tuned. Be on your computer to watch this game. Final score in this one, 99-94. I'm Aaron Thomas for my broadcast partner, Byron Reed. Enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy watching the rest of the football games.